What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have Americans are lying about how great it is in living in the United States. The UK is way better. We're gonna dive into this and dissect this video. If you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, all you gotta do is hit the join button and receive your exclusive benefits. And let's see what she means.
They definitely don't have anything that even compares in the US. Hey y'all, welcome to the Hickson Diaries, where we talk about my life as an American living here in the UK. Today I want to talk about the 10 best things about living in the UK that absolutely smashes life in the United States.
Let's do it.
Lower fees for higher education.
I feel that.
So
I agree.
Studying in the UK, it's a lot easier on your wallet as compared to the United States. It's not just that the cost is lower, which is significantly lower. It's that the duration of the undergraduate programs are shorter, or you can study something in college that would take maybe a year and a half or 2 years that would probably still need like a 4-year degree in America. If you're in a profession that needs a little bit more training and skill set, obviously like nursing or doctor, you're going to need to be in school for longer. But a lot of people here are in the workforce a lot sooner. Also saves you money, right? And also saves you time. You're able to contribute to society in a much more effective manner because you don't have all of these loans over your head and you're not paying for your education your entire life. You're able to actually invest in your future and invest in the economy and start your life, whether it be marriage, children, buying homes, traveling, whatever it is, in a much sooner than you can as an American equivalent can. Especially as a child who's thinking about that in the next couple of years. I'm very excited about the fact that I don't have to pay that much out of pocket for university or college.
I definitely got to agree with her on point number one. That is a great point, and I do think education fees should be lowered here. We shouldn't cost that much for us to get a higher education. Uh, so yeah, point number one, check mark. I agree. Let's go to the second one.
Less reliance on cars for daily activities.
I feel that.
Many people find that they don't really need a car for day-to-day life. I found that to be true and I love it. Thanks to public transportation for those of you in America, and the fact that towns are extremely compact, many people opt to walk or bike to where they have to go, or just hop on a bus or even a train if it's a longer distance.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to say that there aren't cars in the UK, because of course they are, but so many towns and areas in the UK have been around for so much longer than the United States as a country. It's just not created or made for a lot of car or motor vehicle travel.
Agreed.
Even buses have a hard time sometimes getting down a local town road. It's also very relaxing for me. I have downtime where I don't really have to talk to anyone. I can just switch off and do something on my phone. Sometimes I literally just put everything away and look out the window and watch the countryside.
Oh my
really calming and relaxing to me. I get so stressed out when I drive here, and it's something I wish was more common in America, and that public transit was more accessible for the United States.
I do agree in that you do wish that the public transportation was better here in this country. Um, and you wish you could walk more places. I do enjoy driving, but you do wish it was more of a place that you could walk and get around. I guess, I mean, both countries, when you think about transportation, have pros and cons to them. But and her point that she's making in this, she is right. There's less reliance on cars in the UK. You can walk around to get what you need. So I'm gonna give this one another check mark and say she's right on that point. And I wish there was less of reliance on cars here.
You know, this had to be on the list. Free healthcare.
Oh yeah.
Now, I know it's not free. Obviously, it's a tax that comes out of our wages every month. But once that comes out, you don't have to pay anything more. I think you might have to pay a little bit for dentistry. And if you go private, as opposed to using the National Health Service, obviously you have to pay for that as well. And I think you might have to pay for like prescriptions or something, but it is minimal. Being able to have access to healthcare and not have to worry about remortgaging my house if I get sick,
Yeah.
or basically going bankrupt if I break my leg. That's an amazing, amazing lift of stress and angst off of me since I've lived here. You don't have to worry about all of these medical bills piling up when you get home, when you're done, when you're done with your hospital visit. Or it's really about just getting better. It's really about keeping the masses healthy, and you don't have all that extra financial stress on you at all. And it's like a breath of fresh air. I'm telling you, it's an amazing thing, and the US should have it.
Yeah.
A
I
better work.
mean, I completely agree with that. And I get two check marks. I feel like you just wish there was healthcare for all here in the U.S. So many that are uninsured and suffering don't have to worry about going to the hospital and paying a ridiculous bill. And for those even who are insured, still have to come out of pocket on a lot of costs, but still have to pay that premium monthly cost of insurance. It's just a lot. It's just an absolute lot. So you wish we had this option here in the U.S. 100%. People are scared to go to the hospital because they can't afford it. Therefore, they're not going. They're dying. They're getting sick because of this. So for sure, completely agree on that point.
Work-life balance, particularly that you get more time off. They take advantage of every opportunity they can to make the most of their downtime. And I really love that about the culture here. Workers here in the UK are guaranteed 28 days of paid
That's
holiday
so
per
nice.
year, including the
So
public
nice.
holidays. This is way more than what the average American gets. I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Even at a job that I was at for over a decade, I didn't get that much time off. It is so important, and it is so relevant and necessary to have a balanced life and to not constantly be worried about work. It gives you an opportunity to just reset, recharge, spend a lot of time with people that you value the most and mean the most to you, and or just to relax and kind of just decompress and clear your mind for a little bit. Having this much time off is amazing. It's great for recharging your batteries, and you are able to have a life outside of work, which is a completely alien concept in America. Historical landmarks and castles.
Like, yeah, work life balance. Here there's just a grind culture where people just work more. I do agree that they do give you more time off in the UK. You heard that 28 days PTO. There is more of a balance. You do get to enjoy your time a little bit more. Whereas here, I feel like, honestly, not even a grind culture, but you're just working to survive. Like, with the economy and bills and everything that you got to pay, like there's not much downtime that we have to enjoy life. Um, so yeah, I'll say that the UK is definitely better in that sense for sure.
Castles everywhere.
That is
I
cool.
love history anyway, so this is a no-brainer for me. It's not like there isn't history in America. Obviously there is, but it's not everywhere you go like it is here in the UK. And in America, it's just a lot more commercialized and inauthentic.
Mm,
Here, it's like a treasure trove. It's incredible. There's cobblestone streets in every town. There's buildings and landmarks that have been here for hundreds of years. There's sites that are historical sites all throughout the UK. You can go on a road trip and you just see a brown sign and just go. That's one of my favorite pastimes to do while I'm here in the UK. I love that. Walking through these places, and you start to feel like you're stepping back in time. You just don't get the same feeling, even in the very historic and specific sites that you have in America. You really feel that when you step into these places. And also, just walking down the street, you see this church that's been there for 500 years, which Jesus, like
yeah,
obviously is
I
unheard of
feel
in
that.
America. You'll see the same streets that people walked down in 17 something or in 15 something. You see that the castle that old kings and queens used to live in. It's fantastic, and it's something that I absolutely adore about living here. It's just incredible. I love all of the landmarks and stuff here, and in castles, please. I am a castle
Yeah,
junkie, so that is a no-brainer for me as well.
yeah.
I
You really can't even argue against that statement. I mean, the UK's been around for so much longer longer. They're going to have so much more history when it comes to the two countries. So that's not even, more history is not even comparison. So can't even argue that one.
And widely used public transportation. So I kind of touched on this earlier when I talked about not really needing or using your car that much. Specifically, the public transit system here in the UK is really easy to navigate.
Okay.
Whether it's the tube in London or the bus system in Edinburgh or the Southeastern train ride to go to a beach or something like that, it is really easy and efficient. Now, it makes commuting less of a headache, at least for me, and it also helps, cut down on traffic and pollution. It's really convenient, in my opinion, especially when you compare it to America. Because unless you live in an older city like New York or Philadelphia, you really don't have access to it. You have to kind of drive to even the station to get there, and you have to worry about parking, and it's kind of a big pain. And in a lot of cases in America, it's easier to just drive where you got to go. And there are towns and cities that don't really even have a bus system or a subway system. So for me, it's very convenient and it's very easy, and I find it a lot more user-friendly and a lot more conducive to life here in the UK than it ever was in America for me.
I definitely don't know too much about public transport because, we don't really have it in most of our cities, I don't think. So, again, can't argue with that. It's much better in the UK and it's much more present in the UK.
So, food and drink here in the UK. Being able to just have quality food in general, you can taste the difference in the food and beverage here. You can drink the water out of the tap here. You can taste the flavors of a piece of chicken here as opposed to what you get in the US. The food and beverage here is just so much tastier, it's so much fresher, and you can definitely taste the difference in quality. So for me, being able to have healthy food and have access to things that I'm putting in my body that are actually not chemically based or are loaded with a lot of additives is a huge plus. I feel healthier and better about myself and everything that I put in my body here in the UK.
I was gonna say, I could taste the flavors in that chicken. You feel me? I can taste it. While I do enjoy the taste of food here, and I enjoy the drinks here for sure. Um, when we're talking about quality or we're talking about healthiness of the food, I think it is of higher quality in the UK in a sense that a lot of the stuff that we eat, they ain't even gonna make it past a food quality inspection people. The chemicals and stuff that we put in our food doesn't make it past. So I do think the quality of food is probably higher over there in terms of healthiness. I do love the taste of food over here. Like, just like it be hidden. It don't be healthy, but it be hidden.
Love the charm of your countryside and your landscapes and your villages. I have become obsessed with English countryside specifically. Even when I was in Scotland and in Wales, the countryside is incredible. I haven't been to Northern Ireland yet, but I hope I get there eventually. But it does seem like a lot of these villages and a lot of the landscape is almost out of a storybook. You still have all the rolling hills, you still have the quaint little villages, you still have pubs that have been here for a really long time that have all their authenticity and all their originality. And you have all these picturesque landscapes that haven't really been touched that much. In my opinion, I think the countryside is great for a little getaway. Just driving around on a little road trip and just seeing where I can find a cute pub or I can have a scenic view that I have not seen yet. All of that is extremely peaceful to me. And it's really exciting to me as well. Peaceful and exciting. I kind of contradicted myself a little bit. Exciting to experience, but I do find a level of peace and serenity as I'm experiencing it as well. And it's just so lovely. And I love the fact that I have all of that at my fingertips. Having a stronger...
Absolutely do love that. Countryside. Although I'm not a country person, I like a small town. Um, I feel like just kind of getting a break, getting away, enjoying that fresh air, that countryside, that peacefulness. I feel like that definitely would be dope.
Realistic approach to recycling and sustainability. Being green is a really, really big deal here in the UK. There's a huge push towards recycling using sustainable practices and trying to participate in natural ingredients when you're cooking. And many communities take real pride in their efforts to reduce waste and protect the environment. Americans recycle and all that kind of stuff, but we aren't as conscious of it.
Nah.
There's a lot of people that don't use reusable water bottles in America. They'll just use plastic water bottles and throw them out. The amount of waste that happens in America because we're such a consumer driven culture really kind of contradicts any efforts that we do have as far as recycling and sustainability in the
Yeah,
US. So it is nice to be in an environment that's actually taking that seriously
I do
and
feel
that
that.
actually wants to try to do better.
Yeah, I feel like the U.S. I think is like number one on the list when it comes to pollution in the world. So again, you can't argue with what she's saying right there.
Pubs, do I need to say more?
Do I need to
There's
say
so much
more?
to say about pubs here. There's so much history. Every pub has a story. They double as community hubs. There's so many different types. There's so many things that you can do when you're in the pub. It's just really the heart of a lot of communities, especially when you go out to some of the villages. That pub has been there since that village was created and established, and lots of people have stopped there to sleep, to eat, to have a chat, or celebrate something. And it's almost always a warm, friendly atmosphere, a place to come together, a place for the town to meet, a place for people to form bonds, a place for people to develop relationships, a place for people to end relationships, a place for people to find out what's happening in the community and find out what's happening in the country and the world. And look, don't get me wrong, the pubs in London and everything, they're awesome, but you really want to go into the villages and outside of the big cities to get a feel for what an actual pub is really like, because in my view, it is the essence of British culture. And I don't know that I would have ever understood how important certain things are to the British people if I hadn't frequented pubs and had conversations with people about their local pub. You
I
really
feel
get
that.
to feel the essence of what UK culture is all about when you step into these pubs. They
I
definitely don't have
respect
anything
that.
that even compares in the US. So there you have it, guys. Those are 10 ways that I think that UK is much better to live in than the United States. I'd really love to know your thoughts, so leave comments below for me. Don't forget to hit that like button. Consider subscribing, and if you are a subscriber, please consider joining if you have the means.
Mm.
A pound of your membership fee goes to help support the Royal British Legion. Everything that you do to support the channel helps us support the Royal British Legion. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe. Bye,
Uh,
guys.
that was definitely a great day. I mean, a great video, and I feel like her 10 reasons were very accurate. Definitely 10 things that UK does better than the US. So you can't really argue with that logic. At the end of the day, I mean, that's all we got for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, check out the next. I'll see y'all next time.